Welcome to the Good Games Podcast, episode number 188. This is the show, of course, we talk about video games and video game-related things. I'm your host, Alex Nunez. And with me, who probably shouldn't be here, but is here anyway, is Frank Frapong Manso. How the hell are you, man?
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you, Alex. I'm not great.
I kind of noticed.
Yeah, not feeling very well right now. I really shouldn't be here, like you said, but I love this show so much, and I love doing it, and it just shows my dedication.
I can't help but feel you still have some or carrying some guilt from like missing that last episode.
You are absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct, Alex. Tell him what he's won. Yeah.
But for the record, I think it's misplaced, but I admire that you're still here and you're not, even when you're not 100%. I respect it.
Dude, I am like 15% right now. Like 1.5. It is. It's not good right now. I'm not sure how I sound, but I'm pretty sure I'm congested because I feel it. So,
like, if you would ask me, I would have said you were at the very least. The lowest I would have said was you're like 60%. God damn. Okay.
It's there's just been this nasty. Like, people are nasty. It's just been like this nasty stuff going around at work and just generally, and the weather's been like dipping and rising constantly. Yeah. So it's just, I think it finally caught up with me, and I don't get sick a whole lot. I think the last time I was sick was a few years ago, like this. And yeah, man, like it just fucking hit me like a truck this morning, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? So, so anyway, suffice to say, I'm not at 100%, but I'm still here. I handed over the reins to you for this week because, man, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stay up with this because this is So if it just happens that you're talking and I just stop talking, just like say, Frank, wake up. And I'm like, all right, what?
Okay.
I'm here.
I can do that.
Yeah, but I'm here.
That's cool.
Here.
Well, again,
how's everything with you?
Everything's cool. Saw that their big game this past weekend.
Sports ball.
Yeah. The Superb Owl, as it's known in certain circles.
I saw that on Twitter and I'm like, man, this is amazing. Like, I thought sports ball was funny, but then like Superb Owl, I'm like, that's fucking dope.
Right? It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you happen to catch any of it?
I caught some of it. I think as a light sports ball fan, I think like most other people didn't want the Patriots to win again.
Never Patriots.
They're a bunch of cheaters, and they're a good team. They're a good team. Don't get me wrong, but like the cheating and people are saying like Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, and I'm like, well, that's subjective, but it depends on like what situation they're in and blah blah blah. But anyway. So I watched it like, hoping that the Eagles would take it. And surprisingly, because everybody thought the Eagles were going to lose, they took it.
Yeah.
And I was just more along the lines of like, okay, great. The Eagles won. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going to happen to Philly? And then you hear this fucking riots and all this shit. And I'm like, what would have happened if they lost?
I mean,
Philly nearly got wiped off the map.
Yeah. I was saying before the game, like, it's pretty much just AVP. No matter who wins, we lose. There's no stopping.
Seriously. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're crazy out there. They really are.
I saw people eating horse poop. I was like, what the hell?
Yo. What? Yo. I'm like, what? Fucking, what is wrong with people? Like, they are crazy out there. Shout out to everybody that I know in Philly.
Mm-hmm. I hope you're all safe, by the way.
Yeah, I hope you're all safe, but y'all are fucking nuts.
Yeah. Then I was, the other thing I want to talk about, though, is like the Super Bowl ads, right? Normally, I don't really care too much about the ads, but I just had to, applaud Tide because I feel like their dastardly ploy kind of won them the ad space because just, I don't know, if you haven't seen them, they're basically riffing on existing commercials and being like, oh, what commercial is this? And like, oh, I know that commercial is for that other thing, but like, nope, it's a Tide commercial. It's like,
Tide commercial.
holy shit. And then
I thought that was really clever.
Yeah, I don't like it from like, capitalist marketing kind of standpoint. I'm like, it's kind of evil, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what, good game. You did, you were thinking outside the box and you kind of won, because now every time sees an ad and you don't know what it is for, you're like, holy shit, is this another Tide ad?
Right.
Fuck. Now you're constantly thinking about Tide. That's fucked up.
Yep.
I hate that shit.
And I think that's exactly what they wanted.
Yeah.
You to think and you to feel. So yeah, I thought it was really clever. Yeah, it is kind of fucked up. Like, especially like, plagiarism comes into play there too a little bit, but I thought it was very clever, and it's just like, holy shit, that was a complete turnaround. I did not think this was a Tide commercial. Showing like car commercials and shit, and I'm like, oh, well, is it for a car? Nope, it's for Tide. And I'm like, what?
Like, okay. God damn it, they got me again. Shit. It's Tideception.
And there were quite a few of those too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, that was pretty much my weekend. I was eating a whole bunch of wings and other like junk type food, which is another reason why. It was probably the primary reason why I was, looking forward to the Super Bowl. Just all the crap food I could put in my mouth. Boy, did I.
The party, did you go to a party, or was the party at your house?
No, I just went to a friend's house. It was only like a handful of us. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it's a party, but you're hanging out with cool people.
Cool.
Eating foods and watching the game and commenting on stuffs, and it was probably one of the better football games in a long ass time, especially for the Super Bowl. It's like, god damn, that game was fucking intense, just back and forth. It was a good time. From
what I was watching, it was pretty good game. Everybody felt like, even Philly fans, they felt like that they were not going to pull through with it, but they did, and people were like, let's burn the city to the ground, and I'm like, no. And I'm like, you don't have to do that.
It was going to happen anyway, man. They made it to the big show. They got to celebrate somehow.
Yeah. Not with violence, though. Like, God, like, crime in the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they were doing like some preparation beforehand. Like I heard they were like greasing the poles and shit.
Yeah, that's right. So people couldn't climb them.
God, and yeah,
they like that.
They had blocked, or they made it. They banned parking on certain streets on like Broad Street and other things. But I still saw cars. At least one car got flipped over. I was like, motherfuckers! God damn.
And now they're gonna fucking have the parade in a few days, I think. And what the fuck is that gonna be like? Like people like Philadelphia is declaring it like an official like day off.
Yeah.
For people of Philly. So not only are people going to fucking have the chance to go nuts again, but they're not going to fucking have to go to work. Like it won't be mitigated by people being at work at the time.
Needing to be responsible. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, fuck.
The only good thing is usually those things happen like in the morning, early afternoon type deal. Maybe that'll help curb some of that insanity, but not completely, but maybe a little bit.
You're giving them way too little credit.
Yeah,
man, if it's broad daylight, they will fucking destroy shit. Like, straight up, like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I just hope that everybody's like safe out there.
As am I, and I'm glad that Philly is still around, at least for the time being. Let's see what the future holds. But with that out of the way, how about we talk about some of them there video games?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I guess I'll start off, just tradition and all that. Mm-hmm. I played a thing that I didn't expect to be playing. I played some Destiny 2 over the past week.
It's been a while.
It has been a very long while, yes. And it just happened. I don't know. I saw some friends online and they were playing Destiny 2, and this past week was the Iron Banner event, and I was like, you know what? I haven't played in a while. Let me just jump in some casual multiplayer and jump in the party chat with my boys and, shoot people in the face. And it was fun. Trying to grind for some Iron Banner gear. I don't know when because I think every season now they're doing it by seasons, and I don't know when the next season starts. So I was like, you know what? Let me try and get some stuff and make my Titan look pretty, because I felt like my Titan's been just wearing hand-me-downs and just looks like trash. Like everything's all mismatched color-wise and like look-wise. I'm like, this is horrendous. I need to fix this. And I finally, made my Titan look actually cool, which I was happy about because it's been too long. And I tend to be a Warlock main in that game, but if I had to pick a number 2, probably Titan's my number 2, and That subclass, or that class in general is too much fun, especially in that game. But yeah, I played a surprising amount of Destiny 2 Iron Banner, and I feel like I'm feeling the repercussions of like a lot of the player base not playing that game anymore, because holy crap, like a lot of the people that are playing now aren't playing at the level that I'm used to. So I feel like I'm playing a lot of like low level players that probably don't know that, hey, the game is not good anymore, or that they don't care. They're not like ears to the ground about like what's happening with the meta of the game. And boy howdy, there were some lopsided ass games that we had. I was like, it's fairly rare that I see a mercy rule implemented in a game of Destiny, but I saw at least 3 of those in our favor. I was like, holy shit, what the hell is going on?
That's strange.
It was, yeah, like we were just scoring so much higher than the other teams, and then the in-game announcer was like calling it. Over. He's like, nope, it's over. I've seen enough. And I'm like, okay, damn. We were wrecking shop sometimes. But you know, other matches that were more evenly matched. So, but yeah, I was seeing way more matches that were not evenly matched. And I was like, okay, I know why this is happening. And it's just surprising that this is where we're at right now with the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I saw some numbers, I think, from like some third-party sites where they were showing like the online numbers for people online playing Destiny, and they were like in the low thousands, like barely 5 digits and stuff like that. Well, maybe not barely 5 digits, just shy of 6 digits or so in terms of concurrent players and all that, which is, you know, really low for what should be a very big game that has sold millions. It's a crying shame. That's what it is. But that's pretty much what I've been doing in Destiny, playing and I guess shooting noobs apparently. But I also play this other weird thing called Universal Paperclips, and I've been kind of wrestling with this a bit in my mind because stuff happens in that game, and it's kind of a spoiler, but also I feel like maybe not a lot of people are going to play this game anyway, so I should just spoil this shit on the air, because man, this game goes places, and I feel like I need to get some of that off of my chest.
Okay.
But so yeah, Universal Paperclips. It is a clicker game where basically you can manually click on things to make numbers go up until you can then afford to make the game automate those processes to make those numbers go up, and then they go up higher and higher, and it's a weird loop that is somewhat satisfying. But yeah, the point of the game is to make, paperclips and then sell those paperclips so you make money and stuff. And this game, I played it on the web. It's like a website, a web browser. But I know it's also available on mobile devices as well for Android and iOS. But for the mobile version, you have to pay for it. I think it's like $3 on the app stores. But in browser, it is completely free. But yeah, this is you start off making paperclips, and you have to click manually each time to make a paperclip, and then you sell those paperclips, which happens automatically in the background. And then once you earn enough money, you can buy yourself an auto clipper, which makes paperclips for you automatically. And the more auto clippers you can buy, the more paperclips it'll make per second or whatever it is. And there's, a lot of like little things you can mess around with. Like you can, there's a supply and demand number, and you can increase or decrease the price based on the supply and demand in order to either like start hoarding paperclips or sell your inventory of paperclips. But this game, I don't know, it has phases, and these phases are where like the little twists come in. So if for whatever reason you don't want spoilers about Universal Paperclips, maybe skip ahead. I don't know that it's 100% necessary, but I'll put a timestamp anyway in the show notes in case you want to skip past. But yeah, I'm gonna go on the spoiler territory for this clicker game.
There were really safety pins all along.
Oh no! Oh no! It gets way crazier than that.
What? That's unbelievable.
Oh boy, yeah. So
I'm on the edge of my seat.
So yeah, you can do stuff in the game, and then eventually, it leads to a certain point where you can buy a computer, and the computer can do like calculations and stuff to increase the efficiency of making paperclips and all that. And eventually there's a point where the instead of like giving efficiency bonuses or whatever from the computer. Eventually it starts saying things like, hey, we can use these idle processing times to, come up with other problems / solutions. And I'm like, that's an interesting wording. Sure, why not? Let's do that, because maybe that'll help us make more paperclips faster. And then there's like a progressing like a upgrade loop from there, where it's like, oh, hey, and it's like, I forget where it starts, but there's one of them where it's like referencing 2001: A Space Odyssey, where it's like, oh, let's learn how to sing or teach a computer how to sing like Daisy, Daisy or whatever. And I'm like, oh boy, this is okay. I see where this is going. Let's continue down this path. And yeah, the computer starts generating stuff like, there's other like mundane stuff to help you increase your throughput of paperclips. Like you can make some mega clippers, which makes more paper clips automatically than the auto clippers. And then eventually it's like, hey, let's make drones to harvest wire to make the paper clips, and or to make wire, and then another type of drone to harvest materials to then turn into wire. And there's an option where I think it's called like unleash the hypno drones, and I'm like, that doesn't sound great, but I mean, I made it this far. Why don't we just keep on going? And yeah, like the drones take over at a certain point, and it's not, I forget exactly what the point is, but slowly but surely, like money does not become a factor, and it's all just about the paperclips. Paperclips is like the currency. Paperclips is what your main goal is. You're trying to make as many goddamn paperclips as possible, and then the drones just start harvesting all mass, I guess, on Earth. And I was like, oh
fucking fuck.
Okay.
What the fuck? Like, that's crazy.
And it's like the whole thing is like presented in like this super plain, like just like base HTML interface. Like there's no styling or whatever. It's just the blandest mundane thing, and it's just presenting you pretty much just data. And then I'm inferring from like what's happening here is like, oh, okay, shit is going down outside. I can't, visually see what's happening, but my imagination can take me places to what it is implying.
What is actually happening.
Yeah. And
that's
then
crazy.
It is crazy. And then eventually you exhaust all mass on Earth, and there's only one place to go from there. We got to go to space and harvest all the mass in the known universe.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's like megalomaniacal. That's crazy.
It is crazy. And that third phase is like first you have to create a probe to then launch into space, and then in order to do that, you have to, invest paper clips into the thing. So it costs like a certain amount of paper clips to make that drone. And I think you have to dismantle your existing drones and factories or whatever on Earth, or whatever the hell is left of Earth. I don't know. It's bizarre. And then it's like a whole nother metagame, or just a whole nother type of game at that point, because now you're like, okay, you have to set the probe, and you have like different points that you can apply to the probe. Like if you send up the probe with like no points, eventually the probe is going to get lost or get destroyed by some hazard in space or something. So you have to like spend points into making the drone like self-replicate and just have better defenses so that it doesn't get destroyed in space. And yeah, there's a whole lot of going on. But yeah, you're basically just making these probes, and then those probes make more drones that go out into the universe and explore and try and find any mass that can be turned into wire, and then bring them back to the other factories that you build in space and shit to make more paper clips. And yeah, that number goes up goddamn high. I don't think I was familiar with like, quadrodecillion in terms of numbers, but yeah, like those are some big ass numbers.
Quadrodecillion, is that 40 zeros?
I don't know how many zeros, but if like million is 1, then quadrodecillion is like 14.
Okay.
Or exponentially, that I don't know how to say that, but yeah, it's a lot. Like, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, like it's unique in that, like, I feel like most clicker games, they don't end ever. Like they just kind of get to a point where like you're just kind of constantly just making the numbers go up, and there's like more and more crazy tiers of things that are happening. But this one actually has an end, and I was like, this is wacky. Like, okay, well, I guess to rewind a little,
literally the end.
Well,
everything.
Well, you have a choice at the end.
What?
Well, to rewind a little bit, all those probes and stuff, I think they're governed by like some kind of AI. But like the more points you put into that AI, the more risk you have of like what they call AI drift, which I guess after a certain point, some of those probes will drift from like their main AI programming and kind of like go out on their own and sort of rebel against the plan. Like they don't want to make Paperclips anymore, which is what I'm all about. And the game keeps track of like how many probes you've lost to like AI drift, or how many probes you've lost to different hazards in space. And once the drift has gotten to a certain number, like they become their own like race almost. Like they are your antagonists in the game, and there are actually space wars happening between the AI drifters and, you know, your swarm of probes, and they're actually like space battles. Eventually, like a little window pops up showing those space battles in a very crude form. But I was like, what the fuck is happening here? I just wanted to make some damn Paperclips, but now
who knew that this would turn into what this would turn into? Jesus Christ.
I'm fighting a goddamn war while making
war.
Paperclips. It's bananas. It is bananas, but
from Paperclips, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is fucking crazy. But yeah, eventually you get to a point where you have exhausted all the material in the universe, and then you're given a choice. You're confronted by the AI drifters, and they give you a choice. Like, hey, we've gone too far. Like this is I don't know. You've done everything. You've destroyed the entire universe or whatever. We're going to give you a choice. You can either we can give you a brand new universe to start off from, you know, separate from this one. Just get the hell out of here. Or you can just say fuck them and, you know, assimilate them into more Paperclips, and, you know, that just ends horribly because, you know, you end up dismantling the drifters, and then once the drifters are gone, then all you have are like your drones and your factories, so you dismantle those into Paperclips, and then I guess yourself. I don't know. It's bizarre, but
what?
But yeah, if you pick the other universe, the whole game starts over again. It's like a new game plus.
I was about to say, it sounds like either way it ends badly.
Yeah.
Because what's to say that you won't go down the same road?
Oh.
Or you won't be pushed down the same road with, like, you know, the new Game Plus option.
Uh-huh. Like, I don't know. It's up to you, man. I definitely did 2 universes because I had to know if anything was going to change. But, yeah, it's a vicious cycle, man. All for the love of Paperclips, I guess.
Interesting.
But yeah, it was bizarre. I started hearing about it like late last year because there are a lot of sites putting up their Game of the Year lists, and a lot of people were like putting that game on their list, saying like it was a thing to check out. And I was like, what? That's bizarre. That sounds weird. But they weren't like saying exactly why it was, like just like a thing like, hey, you gotta see it for yourself. And I'm like, all right. So yeah, I played a bunch of that, and I was like, what the hell is happening here? But yeah, that's Universal Paperclips. That's an experience. I don't know if anyone out there is interested in that, but it's a thing out there available for free in your browser. You can definitely check that out. But that's pretty much what I've been playing. How about you, Frank? Have you been playing anything while I guess you were healthy?
Yes. So I've been spending more time with Dragon Ball FighterZ. And yeah, man. So basically, there's a couple of things about this game before I start talking about my experience as of late.
Okay.
So the game. First of all, like I know there's problems with matchmaking and with trying to play with your friends, but Bandai needs to fix this now.
Yeah.
Like right now, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Like it's going to be something that if they don't fix it, you know, hastily, that this is going to be something that's going to be like the game's a great game, but can't play it. Like we can't play it with each other. So what's the point? Because there are people that are like stupid excited about it, but not unable to play with their friends. And that's, to me, that's huge. You know? Secondly, there's still a lot more hidden stuff, like hidden tech that they're just kind of like expecting us to figure out, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but the thing is, I think the vast majority of people don't have the patience for that.
Yeah.
You know, like I just discovered like something brand new like yesterday, and I'm like, what? So it's like there's so many things that you tend to discover that you need to discover, and you just kind of got to like grind it out and just test shit out like the good old days.
But isn't that just like fighting games in general? Like it seems like every fighting game and fighting game engine seems to have its own quirks and stuff that need to be worked on.
Yeah, but I don't think to this degree. I don't think to this degree where it's like there are like legit things in this game that they're just plain and simple. They should tell you that it exists in game, but they're just not telling you.
Yeah.
You know, like from very simple things to, you know, things that are a little harder to figure out. But even still, it should like kind of like let you know, like there's basic technique that you can do with like every character. Like the thing I discovered the other day, for example, is that if you hold back while you're doing air dashing, and you do an attack, the character will autocorrect to the person's other side. Huh. So it's kind of hard to visualize that.
Right.
But think of a character, think of like you have the two characters, and then one person jumps and air dashes or does an instant air dash. When they do the instant air dash, if the instant air dash is about to go over the other person, if you hold back and do an attack, the attack will bring the character back to the other side, to the person's other side. So it's like you can go for a cross-up mix-up, but it's like a double fake and just basically attack them on the same side.
Huh.
So it's like, it's universal with every character. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Like that's something crazy though. It's like, you know, you'll never, like they'll never tell you these sorts of things. And I think it's a pretty like vital thing that if you can add to your mix-up game, especially if you use like mix-up characters like Android 18 and so on and so forth.
I think it ends up hurting a lot of people who maybe coming to this like new to fighting games or just, you know, casually to fighting games. And if they want to take it to the next level, then there's no resources in the game to point them in any direction. Like there's even stuff like simple stuff like, you know, holding back. If you're doing auto combos and stuff, you just mash the button. You're like, okay, that happens. But if you were to hold back while you're doing that, then the auto combo doesn't come out. So like that could be usful for people to know in case they don't want to do.
It could be useful for like block strings, or it could be useful for like you're right. It's like a manual way to turn off your auto combo.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of like deliberate things that the game developers put in there for that reason, for like the high level players or, you know, intermediate level players too. But none of that is told to you in the game. You just, I guess, have to go and watch a bunch of YouTube videos, and you know.
They just throw you in there and like, all right, go, feel free, discover. And it's like, cool. But for the type of game that it is, like a little bit of instruction would be nice. It would help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially with like, you know, their other games like Guilty Gear had great tutorials and stuff. And
absolutely.
You would have thought some of that would carry over to this game, but I guess not.
Which is why I'm so surprised that the game is lacking, because Guilty Gear and BlazBlue, for example, the netcode in Guilty Gear and BlazBlue are phenomenal. Like the lobby system, Guilty Gear probably has like the best lobby system ever.
Yeah.
In like fighting games, and it's like they have such great lobby systems with their other games. You know, with a game like this where like, you know, there'll be like millions of people playing this game, you'd want to kind of, you know, deliver the same quality, but it hasn't been the case so far. It's been out for almost 2 weeks now, and yeah, they just need to fix some of this stuff now, like the ring match flaw. They need to fix that ASAP. They need to have a proper invite button so that we don't have to like coordinate. Like, all right, I'm in this lobby.
Yep.
You know, all right, I'm in this region, this lobby. You know, so come in with me, and then like you finally takes like 5 or 10 minutes to set up a ring match, and then when you do, it's like no rooms found.
Yep.
And then it's like, all right. So what you have to do is turn off your PS4 or your Xbox, and then like, you know, just try it again, but use a different name, use a different fighter ID. And I'm like, that's stupid. You know, I'm like, Arc Systems Works, it's never been this bad. Like, what is happening? And they were like, oh, we didn't expect the game to be this popular. What, are you serious?
I mean, that doesn't
Dragon Ball.
That shouldn't have anything to do with like the whole lobby system being the way it is. I don't know,
being
like,
jacked.
Yeah, or just like even if it was functional at launch, like there's still a lot of weird design decisions in the whole like lobby system that are like, I'm left scratching my head.
Like why is it that you get thrown into an online lobby and basically that's where your menus are, and it's like, well, what if you can't get into an online lobby? And there's also another thing I discovered too. So basically, remember we were talking last time about the squares, the colors, what they mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when you get to a certain point, like if you get to like orange, I guess it's a bug that they haven't removed yet. But if you get to orange, you can no longer join any lobby you want. They automatically put you into a lobby, and there's no way in or out of it.
Wow.
In or around that, and I'm like, that is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
It's like, it's ridiculous. And then most likely those lobbies are full, and then you want to say like, hey, friend, do you want to come and play with me in this room? And they can't even find where you are. And then if they do, they can't get in. And if they do get in, probably no room's found. Yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a travesty.
It is.
In any case, so so the point of this whole thing was that I actually got lucky and I was able to play with one of my friends the other day.
Oh, okay.
And it seemed like it was just him and me that could like join each other's rooms no problem.
Yeah.
So like we tried to put other people in there, but it was the same thing. No rooms found. We tried all the different combinations. You set up a room and like, all right, I'll set up a room. And it was only me and him could play. So we played literally 61 matches.
Okay.
Against each other. And shout out to Michael. Like those were good matches. I won 56 of them.
Wow. You could have left that small detail out, but you chose to go ahead and put it out there in the world.
Yeah, that's right. I say it again. I won 56 of 61 matches.
Oh boy.
56. That is a vast majority. But yeah, no, those were fun matches, and he was learning. As we were playing each other. So I feel like he left with more knowledge than he came in with.
Okay.
So it's good. It's good. Like he was starting to understand how I played, and he was starting to counter me, and then I have to counter him, and so on and so forth. So it was good.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
It was good. But yeah, it's but that was a lot of fun, and which is why I'm like so desperate for the matchmaking system to be fixed so that we can have like all the matches and fight the fights with our friends or with other people. Because ranked and casual are fine, but like I'm not having issues with ranked or casual, but even still, like I'd like to play with friends of mine. Like we'd all like to get lobbies together and just like grind it out.
Yeah, I feel like the ring matchmaking stuff is also maybe affecting ranked and casual because I feel like it's taking a little longer than usual or than it should to find matches.
To find a match?
Yeah, because I'm assuming it's the same thing. Like you can only matchmake with, certain people for whatever reason that you have like the magic connection with. And that's affecting matchmaking because it definitely affects arena mode as well because you can be in a circle with like 5 other people, but no one's fighting each other because for whatever reason
you're waiting.
You can't.
Yeah, you're not compatible.
Yeah, I guess not. Like it's
so weird.
I feel it's like they kind of implemented some weird like blood donor system or something, and if you're not the right compatibility, it's not going to work.
It's so weird.
It's bizarre.
I had a really good match the other day with this other person, and I saved the replay. At least of our final match, it was they beat me the first time, and then I beat them the next 2. Uh-huh. But the final match was dope, and I saved the replay, and I'm like, I want to do all of this, like I want to save like all these replays. I want to fight all these fights,
right? And
it's fine playing ranked or whatever, but ranked doesn't mean shit. Like that's just a ratio thing. Like if you win a certain amount, or you even if you play a certain amount of matches, you'll rank up. So that's fine or whatever. But I feel like I don't feel like it should be the only way that I can get matches.
Right.
In a game of this scale, like the game is fantastic by itself, but the online shit needs to be fixed now.
Yep.
But yeah. Yeah, 56 out of 61. That was
oh my god. just can't help himself. God damn.
I can't. I can't. But yeah, man, the game to me is still great. I wanna level up, man. Like I'm finding out all this stuff. I feel like I'm leveling up in this game, and I feel like I want to start, going to the next level, the next level. So yeah, man, this game is great. It's just those giant flaws are kind of killing it.
Right.
But yeah.
Actually, you know what? That reminds me of a strange tangent that I wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So, after playing some Dragon Ball FighterZ, I ran out of money for Z capsules, and I had the itch to spend more money. So I was like, you know what? I have a bunch of world dollars left in Guilty Gear. Let me load that shit up and go do some fishing. And then I realized there was like a little notification icon on the story, which I thought I had seen all of it, but I guess I hadn't seen the very last thing. I guess Story C or whatever it's called. So I was like, let me see this whole last thing, or whatever. And I don't know if you've seen this thing, but I was like, a little way through it, I was like, what the fuck am I watching? What is happening? Because it's like some weird like side story stuff. I thought it was going to be somewhat tied to the overall narrative or the lore of Guilty Gear, but it ends up being like some weird whodunit thing. But the whole thing is trying to solve, like, what happened to this giant-ass pudding that we were supposed to make? It was supposed to be, like, this world record-setting pudding that was supposed to be made. And I was like, what?
So Arc Systems Works, they're known for doing this. Like, they have, like, A scenarios, B scenarios, and then they have C scenarios. Usually the C scenarios for, like, each character or the overall story, depending on how they lay things out, is, like, the joke scenario. Like there's always like a joke section or joke chapter to their story modes. So they've been doing it since Guilty Gear XX when they first introduced story mode in that game. So they've been doing it since then, but there's always been joke scenarios, and I think what you were playing was one of those.
Okay.
So It's always just outlandish and stupid, and the only reason why people even play it, like some of it is kind of funny, but most of the reason people play it is because it's for completionist's sake,
right?
So that's pretty much the only reason why people go through it. But yeah, it's always been like that. It's always been like that since, like I said, Guilty Gear XX. BlazBlue is very guilty of doing it. For like every character's storyline. Like there's always a joke. There's always a joke scenario. It's so dumb. Like stuff having to do with cake, and it's weird.
Okay.
Cake or like love letters, or it's so weird. But it's just like, they're like, oh, let's add a little levity to this kind of serious story by like having these characters really act out of place from like their regular demeanor, and yeah, it's always been like that. So yeah. I guess you're just discovering it for the first time. Yeah.
I was a little... Yeah, I didn't know what the hell... I had certain expectations for sure, just based on the other stuff that I had seen. But yeah, I was like, what? Very, very early on, I was like, okay. Because I was like half paying attention because I was like, okay, this is some weird setup. Let me wait until they get to the actual like, meat of the thing. But like, no, it was like, that was the thing. We're talking about this party and this whole pudding thing. And
it really doesn't make any sense.
It was actually like once it started going, once I realized what was happening, it was kind of cool because it's a very interesting and well told sort of like whodunit story. But just like, again, we're talking about pudding and why. And King Daryl was very mad about this pudding being destroyed or whatever. And he was like adamant about getting to the bottom of this situation. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, it's always been like that. And, sometimes there are multiple, like, joke scenarios as well. Or there'll be, like, multiple scenarios within scenarios. So there'll be, like, sub-scenarios. Yeah. And, like, in A, B, C storylines. So with, like, the majority of, like, C storylines, like, most of the sub-scenarios in C storylines are joke storylines. Yeah. And then there's some within, like, A and B that are also, like, the joke path, I guess you could say. Okay. So it just goes in a completely different direction. And also, like, like past games was like it depended on what decisions you've made along the way. Oh. Like, you have an option to like fight certain characters, or if you meet a certain condition while you're fighting the character, like time over or, losing or
right.
ending the match in time over, but with less energy or more energy. So it's it's always a certain condition you have to meet to kind of get to those scenarios. But now I feel like with Guilty Gear's new story mode, where it's just sit down and watch, that it's like more along the lines of just, sit down and watch all the scenarios we thought up.
Okay.
And that's just one of them.
I respect it. But yeah, it was a weird thing, especially the fucking ending. Like the ending just went somewhere completely different than what I was expecting. But yeah, it was a weird thing. It was a strange thing. I apologize for that tangent.
It's just super out of place. It's just super out of place, and it just offers, I guess, what they feel is levity to this serious story.
Yeah,
this dramatic story that they've cooked up. But it's not completely unnecessary. But I feel like it could be, you can just like skip over it fast.
Right. Yeah, it was, in the end, I thought it was a cool extra, but yeah, I was just very confused for a while.
Yeah.
But I guess with that tangent, I don't know if you had anything else to say on Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah, when they get this online fixed, let's fight the fights. Everyone. I don't care. Like, everyone. I will play against everyone that I have to level up.
Like, take over that India lobby.
Replays. Word.
It's gonna be lit.
Word. There's no one there. There's no one there. And ironically, like, India is one of the most densely populated countries in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I guess with that's been what we've been playing. And we can then move into some headlines. But before we do all that, you can head over to innercitygeeks.com, where we have all our show notes, and you can see all the stories that we're about to talk about. Those should also appear wherever you're listening to this podcast in the show notes section. But with that being said, let's talk about some news that's been happening. First up, we're going to talk about Metal Gear Solid 5.
Whoa.
Apparently, we talked about this a while ago, but Metal Gear Solid 5 had like this secret ending where everyone had their like forward operating bases or whatever that you can customize, and you could build nukes. And there's a secret ending that people like data mined out of that game, where if everybody in the world that was playing online dismantled all of their nuclear weapons, there would be like this secret cutscene that would trigger, and but apparently for whatever reason this secret ending got triggered for everybody on the Steam version of the game around February 2nd at approximately 12 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. And according to Konami, they're still investigating what happened, but they can confirm that the event was triggered while the nuke count had not reached 0. So it's like, what the hell happened here? But I don't know. I don't know if it's just a weird bug with the game or something server-wide was triggered, but we've got some numbers here from September 1st where we have like the counts of where the nuclear weapon count was. So as of September 1st, it was at about 9,864 nukes in play. I believe that's on the PC version. Xbox One had 205. That's the lowest count across all consoles or all systems. And PS4 had 1,855 nukes on the network. So yeah, I don't know. There's not much else here besides that. There's a video linking to that actual secret ending with all the nuclear weapons gone, but I don't know. It was a weird thing that happened. I know you played some Metal Gear Solid 5, Frank. How many nukes do you got?
Sure did. Oh, shit. I don't remember. I think like 3?
Okay.
Yeah, like 3, 4, 3. I don't know. Something like a low number.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, it's people were basically still being like dicks and not wanting to like kind of, like disable their nukes. Like this was a thing like a year ago, and I disabled mine.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, because it sounded like you still have some lying around.
Yeah, no, they're still there. They're still there. But then like, this whole thing kind of died down, and I just happened to play the game within the year, and I was just like, well, nothing's really happening. But yeah, it's, I think, this makes me want to just go in real quick and just like, just shut it down. But yeah, like basically people, they're not sure why the cutscene was triggered, but it's just like people were just like adamant about not shutting their shit down, especially because of like, hackers. and stuff. Like they're not.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it as far as they're concerned. Nukes will always be active.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's okay. It's cool. Like it's something that is like it's really cool. It's a really cool idea. Just kind of like, let's all come together and let's all disable our shit. And people are like, no. So
yep, it's kind of like a weird look into where we are as a race right now, because even when you are given the option to disarm nukes, we're like, nah, I'm good. I want to keep them.
I'm good. I'd rather keep them for self-defense. And like, self-defense against what? Another nuke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's a sad look into the psyche of the human race as of now. But it was kind of cool to I get at least to be reminded that still exists in Metal Gear Solid 5. But yeah, it was just I don't know. Something, Konami deliberately did something just to remind people, hey, we still do stuff with Metal Gear Solid 5. Metal Gear Solid Survive is coming out soon. Watch out for it.
That might be the reason why it was quote unquote. The event was suddenly triggered. Uh-huh. It might be like, hey, remember this game? Mm-hmm. Well, here's something that you probably haven't seen. And, it's a little too convenient. Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah.
Out soon. It's just like, yeah, we're still aware, but this is something that we kind of wanted to do, like, as a people. Mm-hmm. Like, the right way.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. I mean, either. Not at all.
But other than that, we've got other stuff happening in the news this week. The CEO of Sony, Kaz Hirai, is stepping down as CEO, but he will stay on as chairman. But yeah, correct. Kaz has been a big figure in games for a while because he's been at Sony pretty much since the beginning. At least in terms of the game section of it.
PlayStation.
Yeah, it says here in this article that he joined Sony /CBS in the Sony Music Entertainment Japan department or company in 1984. And then he joined Sony Computer Entertainment America in 1995, about the time when PlayStation was launching in Japan. And, then became like the head of Sony Computer Entertainment America, and then eventually took over all of Sony. Like, imagine that. The man that coined Ridge Racer is is the chief executive of Sony. It's fantastic.
Ridge Racer.
But yeah, it was like a sort of bittersweet, being reminded, like, little Kaz. I remember Kaz watching his press conferences and stuff way back in the day, launching the PS3 and doing stuff with the PS2, and look at where that man is gone. Mm-hmm. Now he's going off to greener pastures, or I don't know what the next step is for him. But there's a big, long statement from Mr. Hirai saying he's stepping down and appointing his replacement. But I don't know. Have you had any thoughts about this?
Best of luck to him. He is definitely a big part of making PlayStation the giant that it is now. Mm-hmm. And he's not going anywhere. He's still close by. So I'm sure that will just continue. So, yeah.
Papa Kaz is always watching.
Yep. Chairman of the board.
I was kind of, I had like my own little conspiracy theory because I think sometime last year, the parody Twitter account for CEO Kaz Hirai announced that they were going to stop tweeting, I think sometime this year. And then this happens and I was like, it's awfully convenient. The timing.
On the nose. Yeah.
It's like, damn, the Twitter account is going away and Kaz is going away. What's going on here? But yeah, that Kaz Hirai Twitter account is at times pretty fucking hysterical. But anyway, also in the news we have a release date for Red Dead Redemption 2. Hooray!
Yeah, awesome.
Previously was announced to be released in spring 2018. Now we have a solid date. That date is October 26, 2018.
That's not spring. That's the fall.
Well, damn, Frank, you caught me. Holy shit.
I mean, that's October. Mm-hmm. That's a good 6 months after the date. Fucking shit.
Yeah. Funny how that happened, huh? But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of expected as much.
Yeah.
But I'm always on the line of like, hey, just delay the game a little longer to make it better. That's fine with me.
Yeah, put it out when it's ready.
Put it out when it's ready, not when it's incomplete.
Don't rush it. You got to make these games with love. But yeah, Rockstar came out and they apologized to people because, the game is being delayed for a little while. But at least, again, we have like a solid release date. So hopefully that points to a good sign that they're going to hit it. I'm not going to hold my breath, though, because who knows what will happen in the future. But yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out 2019. But look forward to Red Dead Redemption 3 coming out in 2019. That's funny.
Still waiting out for the PC version. Let's make it happen. Come on.
Seriously. I still have my PS3 version.
I do too.
It's good.
That game is a goddamn classic. The original, that is.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the sequel. But again, we haven't seen a lot yet for this game, which also makes sense why the game is being delayed at this point. But yeah, again, it's coming out October 26, 2018. As of now,
tentatively
for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And besides that, there's drama happening in the leaderboards for like old arcade games. I feel like this started like last week, but we didn't talk about it. But I don't know if you heard Todd Rogers. I forget what his nickname was. He's like the king of video games or something like that. But he was in the Guinness Book of World Records or something for holding the longest standing like video game record for the game Dragster on the Atari 2600. And I think it was like sometime last week or maybe the week before. But it turns out that some people had done some digging and basically invalidated his longtime score from the I think the Twin Galaxies leaderboards. So he was kind of kicked out, and I think he was banned also from the Twin Galaxies leaderboards and stuff. Because basically it was I think some people were like tearing apart the game and basically saying that his purported score was impossible. And Twin Galaxies, the only reason they accepted his score was because it came officially, I think, from Activision. But they had no way to verify how they got, that score or that time for the drag race. But yeah, so that happened. And now this week, we've got news that Billy Mitchell's score in Donkey Kong has also been removed. So, more people are getting ousted. Like, hey, pointing the fingers at maybe your score is invalid. So yeah, basically what it kind of boils down to, this article is incredibly lengthy and detailed. So if you want to get all the juicy deets on there, you can definitely check that out. I think it is worth reading. But what it boils down to is that Billy Mitchell apparently was using an emulator to get his scores in Donkey Kong and not on like an arcade cabinet, or I think Twin Galaxies also accepts scores from a specific version of MAME that I guess eliminates some cheatery or some stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But somebody I think on the Twin Galaxies boards was basically saying that something was up there, or that they believe that Billy was using an emulator because of the way the game was rendered. I guess MAME renders the visuals in chunks, whereas the actual arcade cabinet will like slowly draw the frame from the side. So that was I think part of the thing that tipped them off. And there's some other stuff where like the score that he got was incredibly suspect because I guess most of his points was coming from blue barrels, which are apparently just pure RNG, and he was getting like almost the best score out of each of those blue barrels. And some people were saying like maybe the footage was spliced or who knows what happened there.
Edited, yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of been thrown out there, and apparently his stuff has been invalidated as well. So I was like, damn, like all these old titans of old have been knocked down and
been getting called out.
It's like, holy shit, all our heroes, quote unquote. Yeah. Because I don't know, Billy Mitchell's kind of like, he's a character, let's say.
That's a nice word.
Yeah. But how about you, man? How you have any thoughts about all this treachery that's been happening apparently?
I don't know. It's kind of like, damn, like, it's like, get him, get him, fuck him, get him. Uh-huh. But at the same time, it's like, damn, it's like, this is pretty, it's pretty ego breaking.
Yeah.
For the people that set the world records, quote unquote. I'm doing air quotes right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of shitty on both sides of things. If you're in it if you're the person that's being accused, or if you're the, if you're the company accusing that person, it's like, damn, just relax. Like, let's just do this in a diplomatic way. But now it's like drama. So
yeah.
I'm hoping that this kind of, I don't know, like, it's kind of just reminds me of the speedrunning community. And it's like, people will now like go to them and like, well, how did you get this score, this time for this game so quickly? Like, let's look into it some more. I bet a whole bunch of shit would come out, but even still, it's like, let's just hope this works out for the best, and let's just have people do it legitimately.
Yeah.
I
feel the other thing that's like happening from all this is that it feels like Twin Galaxies is probably not looking great after all of these things. Like,
right.
We weren't validating properly these scores before. Like, what
exactly?
It looks very suspect. I don't know.
So now all of a sudden you're coming out and saying like, well, no, this doesn't make any sense. The score is too high. It's impossible. And it's just like, well, what happened before? Like, you're the ones that approved these high scores or these low times.
Yeah.
So what changed now, and why do you care now?
Yeah. But I'm all for legitimacy of these scores. It's a thing a lot of people take to heart. So I'm glad this is being looked at and all these things are being corrected, if in case these scores were not valid. But let's see what other stuff shakes out from this. I think this is just the beginning. There's more to come, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more to come.
But
I'm sure a lot more shit will be dug up because of it.
Yep. It's going to be interesting times for sure. But with that, that's going to about wrap it up for headlines. Although I do have one note, because of our weird time dilation or whatever, I know a big thing is happening that we have not yet seen yet, but the Ninja Turtles are being unveiled on the Injustice stream. By the time you hear this, it will be all known, but we know nothing about the Turtles, so we can't speak on it. But I, for one, am excited to see what that's all about.
Oh, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
But yeah, that'll wrap it up for headlines this week. That means it's time for our new and upcoming releases. I'm going to take you through that real quick. So for this week, the week of February 6th, we have... First up is Shadow of the Colossus for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
That remake is here now, and I do hear it is beautiful.
I'll let you know.
Oh, okay. A hint of things to come.
Yep.
Also out this week is Civilization 6 Rise and Fall. That is an expansion available now for the PC. Black Hole Complete Edition is available now for PlayStation 4. Not to be confused with Black Hole for the Nintendo Switch. Yes, I had to double check. These are indeed two different games. Black Hole for the Switch is spelled with 2 words, whereas for the PS4 it is 1 word. Also out this week is Dandara for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Dragon Sinker for the PS4 and Vita. Marooners for the PS4 and Xbox One. Mercenary Kings Reloaded for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, Vita, and PC. Remnants of Nazith for the PC. Bleed 2 is out for PlayStation 4. Die, that's DYE, is available now for Xbox One. Little Triangle is available for Xbox One and PC. Pinstripe is out for the Xbox One. The Dark Side Detective is available now for Switch. A Case of Distrust is available for PC. Aegis Defenders for PS4, Switch, and PC. Aperion Cyberstorm for the Switch. Disc Jam is out now for the Switch. For you Windjammer fans, it's a Windjammer-like game. Might be worth looking into. Heroin Anthem 0 Episode 1 is out for PlayStation 4. Mercenaries Saga Chronicles for the Switch. Overdriven Reloaded Special Edition for the Xbox One. And Rust is finally coming out of early access for the PC. And we also have a couple of Friday releases this week. First of which is Bleed 2 for the Xbox One. Dragon Quest Builders for the Switch. Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition is going to be out for the iOS and Android. I have a question mark on Android because iOS does have a date, and that is on Friday. Android, it's available for like pre-purchase or whatever their like pre-ordering thing is there. I don't know what the date is on that, but hopefully it's the same day. But yeah, that's an interesting thing. Apparently you can experience the entirety of Final Fantasy 15 on your mobile device, but with chibi versions of all the characters.
Why would you want to do that? I shouldn't say that.
I guess it's cheaper. Or potentially cheaper. I don't know.
It's also more convenient. Yeah.
Apparently, it's I think like episodic is how they're handling it because like I think the first episode is free and then you can buy the rest after the fact. I don't know how much that's going to ultimately cost, but hey, that's a thing you can do.
Yeah.
Also out on Friday is Quantic Pinball for the Xbox One, Starpoint Gemini Warlords for the Xbox One, The Seven Deadly Sins Knights of Britannia. Actually, I don't know what the hell that's coming out for. I did a bad. I just wrote Friday as a system. I'm like, that doesn't work. Oh, well. I believe that's on the Switch. I could be wrong, though.
Okay.
And finally, for Friday, we have Under Night In Birth EXE Late ST for the PlayStation 4 and Vita. Unist is finally out.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this because I have EXE Late.
Uniel.
Uniel for Steam, and I really like that game. So I want to give this a shot too.
All right, cool.
Because it's pretty much an update, more characters and stuff like that.
Oh, so. Nice. Balance changes too, I assume.
Yeah. I think more of a story mode because of the new. There's like 2 new characters or 3 new characters.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay,
changes the game up. Yeah, the game is so good. It's really, really good.
That's cool to know. All right. The last thing we have to cover though is PlayStation Plus games for this month. They went live this week. So for this month, February 2018, you can get with your PlayStation Plus subscription the long-awaited and much-anticipated Knack for the PlayStation 4. They finally did it. They finally put it up on PlayStation Plus.
I assume that you're going to go for it immediately.
Not me personally, but I know a lot of people have been asking and hollering about it on, I think the blog is where that mainly has been happening in the comments section. They're like, where's Knack?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sure in a totally joking manner, but it happened. Here we are. Also out for PlayStation Plus this month is Rime. That's RIME. Is out now for PlayStation 4. That is one game I want to check out. Also for PlayStation Plus is Spelunker HD for the PlayStation 3.
Wow.
Mugen Souls Z for the PlayStation 3. Exile's End for the Vita. And Grand Kingdom for the Vita, and also cross-buy with the PlayStation 4. And that's going to do it for all the new releases and everything else for the week. And that's going to do it for this episode. I'm glad you made it through to the end, Frank. I'm proud of you.
I'm not so sure.
We're almost there. Just a few more minutes.
I think I dropped out like 3 or 4 times.
It's all right.
Fucking dying, man. Yeah, man, go for it.
I appreciate you soldiering on.
Strong. Yeah.
But yeah, you can visit the websites, innercitygeeks.com. That's our home. That's where a bunch of other geeky stuff happens sometimes, such as the innercitygeeks.com podcast that has been resurrected and been going for the past few weeks. So definitely check that out if you're into other stuff that we want to do or that we're doing. And you can also check out all our past episodes on that website. You can find us pretty much wherever other podcasts are. We're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher, we're on that Google Play. Pretty much every other place you can think of, we're there. And if you can, it'd be very much appreciated if you could leave us a review. And, let us know how we're doing, what you want to see on the show. Just reach out. Holler at your boys, as people say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
that's what the kids are saying these days.
I guess so, yeah.
Funny, I don't think that's what the kids are saying these days. I think that was like that was like years back.
Yeah. It's back when we were kids. That's when that was happening.
Slang is changing so quickly.
Yep. It's everybody's dabbing in everything, eating Tide Pods and shit. What the fuck is going on?
And now people are like bae instead of babe, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but if you can't spell babe, get the fuck out of here.
It's an acronym, Frank. Come on.
But it's the same. You can use it as the same acronym for the actual word. Before anybody else.
I guess.
Right.
Sure.
So it's before anybody else. BABE instead of BAE. Stop it.
Consonants aren't cool anymore, Frank. It's all about them vowels.
There's more vowels. The more vowels, the better. Fucking shit.
Speaking of other places you can watch or listen to us, we're also on YouTube. If that's where you want to listen to stuff, we're there as well. So definitely hit us with a subscribe and a like if you're into the YouTubes. And if you want to help us out a little bit, we have an Amazon banner over at innercitygeeks.com. So if you do any Amazon shopping, definitely go to innercitygeeks.com first. Hit that banner. That will take you to amazon.com like normal. You buy stuff as you would, and then we get a little kickback from that to help us provide more show and run the website and all kinds of other stuff. You can hit us up if you want to, message us directly or send us some love. We're on the social medias. We're on Twitter. We are at Good Game Podcast. On the Facebook, you can follow Inner City Geeks, all one word. And if you want to shoot us an email with some feedback, some like questions you want answered on the show, some topics you want discussed, you can definitely do that as well. You can do that at goodgamespodcast@gmail.com. And you know what? I don't do this very often, so I'm like paranoid that I've forgotten something, but I think I've got everything covered this time.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
You got all the social media out of the way, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, you good.
So, yeah, I think with that, we can call it an episode. Thank you again, Frank.
Well,
soldiering through.
Well, no. Thank you for dealing with me. I know this is a shorter episode than normal, but goddamn, you guys have no idea. I should not be here right now. Mm-hmm. But before we end the episode, I just wanted to say one thing. So Black Panther's coming out, right?
Yep.
And Black Panther is an event. Let's get black for a minute, right?
All right.
So Black Panther's coming out. Black Panther is an event unto itself. I'm just imploring everyone to go see that movie as much as humanly possible, mm-hmm. so that we can have more representation of minority people, and in not only behind the scenes but in front of the scenes as well within entertainment.
Yeah.
So
mm-hmm.
I feel like this is going to be a push in the right direction, and I'm hoping that people just go out and see Black Panther. Like I'm going to see it probably 3 or 4 times, and I'm probably going to buy 2 copies of the Blu-ray just because. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it, and I hope everyone's looking forward to it too. And just go out and watch it. This is going to be something great. I know it is, even if it sucks. Like, just go just to support and make sure that we get more movies like this. Because we don't see ourselves every day in entertainment of this capacity.
Yep.
So I just hope that people are aware of this and go and support.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this movie is going to be fucking fantastic. It's already 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, like with early reviews.
God damn.
People are saying it's got like I think 60 something reviews already, and it's all 100% average. So
okay,
it's 100 for over 60 people. So that's a lot. Uh-huh. I just feel like this is something that's more than just a movie. Like I feel like this is something that we all need to come together to go see
for the culture.
I just wanted to get that. Yeah, man. I just wanted to, again, we don't see, people of color, minorities, marginalized people in front of in this capacity. So just go out,
just front and center,
and watch it.
Especially at this number and at this level. It's at
this level,
fantastic.
like having the story take place in an African country, even though it wasn't filmed in one, but like in an African country, and just like having all of the main characters be people of color, and it's a big deal.
Yep.
So I just wanted to get that out there. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for saying that. Because, that goddamn movie is going to hopefully change the world if
I hope so. I hope it's just going to be one of those things, man, that's going to change the fucking world.
Yeah.
And it's going to change things in general. So I hope that it's a step. I'm sure this is going to be a step in the right direction.
I surely hope so. Because we need some more representation on all sides.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
We absolutely do. Like, it's fine and all to see, Caucasian people, white people in front, but like, like being a black person myself, like I don't see role models in those characters. I see role models in like something like this.
Yep.
So, and I'm glad that like, this is the biggest fucking company, movie making company, entertainment company out there right now. Marvel Studios is the biggest by far. And, then we have like major motion picture coming from them to the big screen in superhero fashion. That's like, you don't get that every day.
No,
you don't get that ever.
Yeah.
So, So, and on a positive note, like not like, like a fucking stereotypical, parody of sorts.
Yeah.
With people of color, marginalized people. So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Nope. I hear that. Thank you for saying so. Cause yeah,
I'm anticipating this movie greatly.
Nice.
Greatly. So yeah.
So all right, awesome.
Go see it.
Yes, please see that movie. And on that note, I guess we'll see you guys next week. But until then, good games.
Good games.